Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
We'll reopen that creaking door in just a moment with an episode of Inner-sanctum-mysteries. This episode was originally broadcast May 7th, 1946. And you know it's true. You could die laughing.
Lipton Tea and Lipton Soups present Inner Sanctum Mysteries. Good evening, friends. This is your host to welcome you once again to the Inner Sanctum. Do come in and join our circle, but watch out you don't get double-crossed. But, you're disturbed by those bodies dangling from the ceiling. Well, you know some people, they just die to come here. Then they hang around week after week and never say a word. And now, friends, draw close your chairs. If there are no faint hearts among us, we'll begin tonight's tale of terror. A story written especially for Inner Sanctum by Michael Sklar. Our star tonight is Santos Ortega, who plays the role of Elwood Fitch in You Could Die Laughing.
We wanted to escape our problem, to forget about it, so we went to the movies. But there was a doctor in the story, and every time he appeared on the screen, I remembered. Halfway through the picture, I couldn't sit there anymore. I nudged Catherine, and we got up and walked out. The street was cold, and dark, and empty.
Elwood, what do you want to do now?
I just want to go back home.
All right, dear.
Get in the car.
Elwood, I want to talk to you.
All right, there's time for that.
Please, dear, let's stop being silly about this thing. Let's face it.
I am facing it.
But you're not.
Don't argue with me.
For heaven's sake, don't you understand? The doctor said you only got a year to live unless we move to Arizona.
Doctors are human. They can make mistakes.
Not 3 doctors.
I don't care.
Why are you so stubborn? Why are you so dead set against Arizona?
You ought to know why, Catherine.
Me?
Yes, you.
Because of me?
Yes. I haven't given you much, Catherine, not even children. But I've been able to make a living. We've been able to get along. What would I do in Arizona without a job and without money?
Elwood, slow down.
I can still drive a car, Catherine.
You're speeding.
Let me alone. Passing
through a red light. Elwood, that man crossing the street. Look out,
Catherine. Did I?
Yes. He's lying on the ground.
Good Lord. He walked in front of the car.
Well, we've got to help him. Is he?
He's dead.
Oh, Elwood.
I didn't mean to do it. I couldn't help it. It happened so fast.
Better call the police.
Police?
Well, you said he's dead.
The police? Catherine, there's no one but us on the street. Nobody else saw it happen.
What difference does that make?
Get back in the car.
Elwood, are you suggesting
I was speeding. I passed a red light. And now this. They'll arrest me. They'll put me on trial for manslaughter.
But my...
He's dead, isn't he? We can't help him. It won't do me any good if I go to jail.
But running away, leaving the body...
Catherine, we've got enough troubles without this. We're going to get into the car and drive straight to the garage. I've got a year to live. And I'm not going to spend it in prison.
Good evening, Mr. Fitch. Want me to put the car away for you?
Yes.
Show must have let out early, huh?
We didn't stay to the end, Ann. I didn't care for the picture.
Ah, them pictures. I always tell my wife. Say, what did you hit?
Hit?
Yeah, your front bumper. Blood on it.
That blood. A dog ran in front of the car. Do me a favor, Dan. Wash it off before you put the car away.
Sure thing, Mr. Fitch.
I didn't sleep well that night. Bad dreams, all mixed up. About doctors. They all looked like the man lying on the street. And their faces were covered with blood. I woke up exhausted.
Breakfast is on the table, Elwood.
Just a moment.
That newspaper can wait. Your toast is getting cold.
Oh, here it is.
What are you looking for?
The story.
You mean last night? It's in the newspaper?
Listen to this. Stenger, victim of hit-and-run driver. The body of Augie Stenger, underworld character, was discovered early this morning at the intersection of Broad and Main Streets. Police believe Stenger was the victim of a hit-and-run driver.
The front door.
Yes.
Do you think it's the police?
I don't know. Get a grip on yourself. I'll see who it is.
Morning. You, Mr. Fitch?
Yes. What can I do for you?
I don't like to talk business on the front doorstep.
Business?
It's about last night, that accident.
What accident?
Don't try to act innocent. I saw that hit and run. Now can I come in?
Let me handle this, Catherine. Who are you?
The name is Chandler. I was sitting in my car last night at Broad and Main Street. I saw the accident and I followed you home. Thought I ought to talk to you about it this morning.
What do you want?
The cops are looking for that hit-and-run driver. I'm the only guy that knows you're him. It ought to be worth something for me to keep my mouth shut.
You want money?
Yeah.
Blackmail.
Don't talk to him, Elwood. Send him away.
No, we can't do that, Catherine. He'd go to the police.
But Elwood...
Leave this to me. All right, Chandler. I'll give you the money.
How much?
$500.
That's chicken feed.
1,000.
Ah, now you're talking sense. When do I get it?
I'll give it to you now. It's in my coat pocket. Here. Here it is. You'll find exactly $1,000 in $20 bills.
Thanks.
Now, get out of here.
Now, wait a minute. Don't get nasty, Fitch. I'm doing you a favor.
You got your money. Now get out.
I'm going. But I'll be back. We call this the first installment.
Elwood, where did you get that money you gave him?
Money?
Last night you said we couldn't go to Arizona because we had no money. Yet you just gave that man $1,000. Where'd you get it?
I was ashamed to tell you. I took it from Stenger.
Stenger?
The man we hit. I put my hand inside his coat to see if his heart was beating. The money was in the inside pocket.
Elwood, how could you?
Don't look at me like that, Catherine. We've been married a long time. Long enough for you to know that I'm not a crook or a murderer.
But to kill a man and then take his money.
Try to understand. All day long I've been thinking. A year to live. A year to live. When you know you're going to die, it does something to you. You forget what's right and what's wrong. I thought, with that $1,000 and the few hundred we've got in the bank, I thought we might be able to go to Arizona after all.
Well, the money is gone.
Yes.
Don't think about it anymore.
How can I stop thinking? You heard what Chandler said? That $1,000 is the first installment. He'll blackmail us out of everything we own.
Chandler.
Shut the door, quick.
Who is it, Catherine?
Shut that door, Mrs. Fitch.
You were here only yesterday. What do you want now?
The cops are after me. You and me are on the same boat.
What have you done? What do they want you for?
Murder.
Murder.
You shouldn't have come here.
I figured this place ought to make a pretty good hideout.
No. You can't stay here.
Who's gonna stop me?
I won't allow it, Elwood. I won't have this man in my house.
All right, cut the squawk.
No. I stood a lot in you, Chandler, but stay away from me.
Don't you dare touch him. Elwood! Elwood!
Don't cry, Catherine. I'm all right.
Any more back talk, Fitch?
No.
Okay. I'm moving in.
He took over the house. He used Catherine and me as servants, treated us like dirt. There was nothing we could do about it. Just the three of us, cooped up in that little house. We couldn't go out. Food and cigarettes were sent up from the store. Went on like that until Tuesday morning.
Hush, Elwood. Chandler will hear you.
He can't. He's in the bedroom.
You're going to give yourself up?
I can't stand this anymore. I can't stand it.
Well, do what you think is best, darling.
I've made up my mind. Rather than put up with that man, I'd prefer to go to prison. I'll call the police right now. Hello, operator. Get me police headquarters.
Got a pal at headquarters, Fitch?
Hey, Chandler. Don't point that gun at me.
Cancel that call.
All right. Hello, operator. Operator. Never mind that call to police headquarters. No, nothing's wrong. Yeah. I just made a mistake. Thank you.
You made your last mistake, Fitch.
Imagine that black villain, Jack Chandler. First he blackmails Elwood, then he blackjacks him, and now he blackballs him from using his own telephone. You know what I'd do if I were Elwood? I'd apply for a writ of habeas corpus. That is, if Chandler doesn't turn Elwood into a corpus first.
May 7th, 1946, Inner-Sanctum-Mysteries on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thanks for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now more of Inner-Sanctum-Mysteries, May 7th, 1946.
Now, friends, let's get back to those lovely people, Jack Chandler and Elwood Fitch. Chandler the murderer and Elwood the hit-and-run driver. Yes, quite a pair. Together they make a full house. A moment ago, Elwood tried to give himself up to the police, but Chandler caught him at the telephone.
So, you were going to double-cross me, huh?
No. I was only going to tell the police about myself.
What do you suppose would happen to me when the cops came for you? I ought to kill you right now.
Oh, no.
You shut up. First thing I'm going to do is pull out that phone so you don't make no more calls to headquarters. Yeah. That settles the phone. Now stand up.
What are you going to...
The door.
Can you see who it is through the window, Fitch?
Yes.
Take a look. But remember, I still got this gun. Don't try any tricks.
It's a man.
Recognize him?
No.
Now listen. Before you open the door, I'm taking your wife into the next room with me. I'll be able to watch you and hear every word you say. You know what I'll do to Mrs. Fitch if you double-cross me.
Yes.
Okay. Now answer the door.
Mr. Fitch? Elwood Fitch?
That's right.
May I come in?
Yes, of course.
I'm Detective Farley from headquarters. Here's my badge. Mind if I ask a few questions?
What about?
Well, I've been assigned to the Stenger case. Familiar with it?
I read about it in the newspaper. Hit-and-run driver.
That's the case. What do you know about it, Fitch?
Why, nothing.
Are you sure?
See here, you don't
You
think...
and your wife went to the movies Friday night, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Did you drive straight to your garage from the movies?
Why, no. It wasn't a good movie, so we left early and went for a ride.
Did you pass the corner of Broad and Main Streets?
No. We went in the other direction.
You're lying, Fitch. I've been checking garages for that hit-and-run car. Your garage man told me you brought your car in Friday night with blood on the bumper.
I told him we ran into a dog.
Don't make me laugh. Your story wouldn't hold up a minute if that fool garage man hadn't washed the blood off.
Are you going to arrest me?
I need evidence first. When I get it, I'll come back.
Blood on the bumper. That cop is wise to you, Fitch.
He said he'd be back.
Sure. He'll be snooping around looking for proof. Yeah, this is one heck of a hideout. I'm leaving.
You're going away?
Yeah, glad of that, ain't you? Well, you got nothing to celebrate.
What do you mean?
I'll need time, plenty of time to get away from the city. I'm not going to leave you here to squeal to the cops as soon as I'm out of the door.
We wouldn't tell the police.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure you don't. I got one murder rap on me already. It might as well be 3.
3?
Elwood, he means it.
Listen, Chandler. I swear we won't tell. Why should we? Remember what you said. We're both in the same boat. The police are after me, too.
You tried to double-cross me once before. I ain't taking any chances.
Please.
There's no use begging. It won't do no good.
When are you going to do it?
Before I go. Sometime after dark.
The rest of that day was a nightmare. Chandler wouldn't let me separate from Catherine. Everywhere we went, everything we did, he was always behind us with that gun in his hand. The gun. I had to take it away from him. He was much younger than I, big and tough. But I had to try. I watched for my chance. It came late in the afternoon. He was lighting a cigarette. He put the gun down on the living room table while he felt in his pockets for a match. Both of us were the same distance from the gun. I made a dive for it.
Hey, get away from that rod.
No, let go.
I'll kill you for this.
Catherine, help me. Grab his hand.
Let go of me. Let go.
Hold him, Catherine. Hang on to him.
He's dead.
I had to shoot him. I had to.
Now what will we do?
I don't know. What would he do if the positions were reversed?
Call the police.
No. The money. The money I gave him. The $1,000 I took from Stenger. He still got it. It's ours again, Catherine. We're going to Arizona. Don't you see? It's just like it was before he came. We'll take the money and we'll go to Arizona.
But his body...
He's a murderer, he said so himself. We'll put the body into the car, drive out to the suburbs, and leave it on the highway. The police will think it was just another gangster murder. I was just able to squeeze the dead body into the luggage compartment.
Hurry, Elwood. Let's get away before one of the neighbors sees us.
Oh, my gosh.
Now what's the matter?
The gasoline gauge. It's almost empty.
Oh.
We'll have to stop at the garage. I drove back to the garage. Had Dan fill the tank. And paid him with one of the $20 bills I'd taken from the body of Stenger. Dan gave me a queer look as he brought me the change.
Here you are, Mr. Fitch. 13 gallons out of a $20 bill.
Thanks, Dan.
Oh, by the way, did a detective come around to your house the other day?
Yes, he did.
I hope you don't hold it against me telling him about that blood on the bumper of your car.
Oh, of course not, Dan. Why should I? After all, I had nothing to hide.
No, that's right. Well, you know, to tell you the truth, Mr. Fitch, I was a little suspicious of you. I thought you really might be that hit-and-run driver. Not that it matters much now.
No?
No. The police don't care much now about that driver.
Why not?
Oh, he's small potatoes now. I just heard over the radio that that guy Stenger was just about dead even before that hit-and-run driver hit him.
How could that be?
Well, the way the radio explained it, Stenger was shot in the back, and he staggered out into the street, and then a car hit him.
May 7th, 1946, Inner-Sanctum-Mysteries. The conclusion follows these important messages from your favorite station. This is Classic Radio Theater. Classic Radio Theater family, you know our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life. He didn't stop by just creating the best pillow. He created the best bed sheets ever. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me because, you know, I'm working like 67 hours a day. Now, Mike's offering the best deal on his Giza Dreams bed sheets ever. You can get a set of Giza sheets for as low as $29.98. You'll never want to sleep on anything else once you slept on a set of Giza Dream sheets. A special offer for you right now. You can get a set of Giza sheets for as low as $29.98. Call 1-800-928-4715. Use the promo code Wyatt. Or go to mypillow.com, use the promo code Wyatt. It's good on anything on the website. That number again, 1-800-928-4715. Use my promo code Wyatt. I'm Wyatt Cox. This is Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. That's where the name came from. May 7th, 1946, the conclusion of Inner-Sanctum-Mysteries, and you could die laughing.
But you said he wasn't killed by the car.
Yeah, that's right. The coroner's inquest showed that he died of a bullet wound. He'd been murdered. The police even know who killed him.
They know the killer's name?
Uh-huh. I heard it over the radio just a minute ago. Oh, yeah, Chandler. Jack Chandler.
I don't remember driving away from the garage. It kept going around in my brain. Chandler had murdered Stenger. Catherine and I had run away from a crime we hadn't committed. No wonder Chandler had seen the accident. No wonder he feared the police. And now he was dead. His body packed into the luggage compartment of the car.
Elwood, you're not listening to me.
What? Oh, I was thinking about Chandler.
That's what I was talking about. If he killed Stenger, why can't we go to the police and confess everything?
Because we killed Chandler.
But it was self-defense.
Would the police believe that?
They'd have to believe it.
Even if they did, it would be murder in the third degree. They'd learn about the $1,000. I'd be held for trial. We'd never get to Arizona. No, Catherine. We've got to go through with our original plan.
Elwood, that siren.
It's a police car behind us.
What are you going to do?
They may not be after us. If they do stop us, let me do the talking.
Hey, forward! Stop that car!
Don't be afraid, Catherine. I'll handle it.
Uh-huh. Middle-aged man and woman. You answer the description, all right. Name Fitch?
Yes. What's the trouble, officer?
There's an alert out for you. You bought gas back at your garage a few minutes ago. Paid for it with a $20 bill.
That's right.
Got any more of those bills on you?
Why, yes.
Hand them over.
Here. Here they are.
Uh-huh. Looks like it's all here. This is the stuff, all right.
What stuff? What are you talking about?
This money. It's counterfeit. Just like the bill you gave the garage man.
Counterfeit?
Phony money down to the last dollar. Move over. We're driving to headquarters.
Well, that's the story, Detective Farley. You'll find Chandler's body in the back of my car.
Willing to put your signature to this confession, Mr. Fitch?
Yes, I'll sign it.
Oh, you could have saved yourself a lot of grief. I knew you were the hit-and-run driver when I came around to your house. But I needed the proof. And you gave it to me when you broke one of these phony $20 bills.
Well, did you know then about the money?
Sure. Stinger had a long record as a counterfeiter. His girl told us he was carrying $1,000 in bad money the night he was killed. Naturally, when we didn't find the money on his body, we knew it had been taken by the hit-and-run driver. And the blood on the bumper of your car was the giveaway.
Well, now that you've caught me, what's going to happen to me?
Well, depends on the jury. You might get 20 years. Might get life imprisonment. You might even get acquitted.
I'm in the courtroom now. Catherine beside me, waiting for the decision. The jury just filed in. The judge has asked if they reached a verdict. The foreman of the jury is rising to his feet.
Your Honor, we find the defendants not guilty.
Catherine.
Oh, Elwood, thank heaven.
I don't know whether to laugh or cry. Oh, darling, you were right from the very beginning. Money or no money, we're going to Arizona.
Well, fooled you that time, friend. Slipped you a happy ending when you weren't set for it. But that jury decision, I don't know. It sounded a bit fishy. But seriously, friends, do you like happy endings? I don't, but then some people do. You know, someday, just to make sure, I'm going to have some research organization take a gallows poll. A parting word of advice, friends, drawn from the experiences of Elwood Fitch. If your wife wants you to take a trip, don't argue. No, don't protest. Simply bash her on the head and deliver her to the police. You can always say she tripped. Oh, yes, this month's innerr-sanctum-mystery novel is I Hate Blondes by Wolf Kaufman. And next week, the makers of Lipton Tea and Lipton Soups will bring you another Inner Sanctum story directed by Hyman Brown and called Screams in the Night. Of course, there'll be lots of screams. The kind you like, blood-curdling. And there's the usual triangle. A man, his wife, and another girl. But the joker is... he who grasps best, gasps last. Don't get it? And for the details, better be listening to Inner Sanctum next week. Until then, good night. Pleasant dreams.
Ah, a happy ending. May 7th, 1946, Inner-Sanctum-Mysteries here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thanks again to Ted at RadioMemories.com for another 1935 episode of Lum and Abner. And here's an interesting one. This chain of shows ends up dealing with chains. Letters, that is. This episode from May 7th, 1935.
Here we are, all ready to take you down to Pine Ridge. for another visit with Lum and Abner, brought to you by the makers of Horlicks, the original malted milk. And now, let's see what's happening down in Pine Ridge. Yesterday, just as Lum and Abner were confident that Squire Skimp had beaten them out of $200 on that fake diamond deal, Squire came in the store and gave them $300 for the diamond back. Well, they can't seem to figure out this sudden burst of generosity on the part of the Squire. As we look in on Pine Ridge today, we find Lum and Abner down at their Jot 'em Down store making final plans for remodeling the store. Listen.
Well, now, here's the figures that Esri give me this morning.
Yeah?
New counters and shelving, putting in the show windows, remodeling the front of the store, putting an addition on the feed room, and painting the inside and outside both, all comes to $400.
400, huh?
Yeah, of course, that ain't including the basket system. He says he figures that'll run about $300 by itself.
Just for the basket system?
Yeah, that's for the balcony and everything.
Well, couldn't we get along without the balcony alarm? Looks like to me we got plenty of room in here without one of them.
Oh, where you going to run the baskets to?
Well, I don't know. I don't know nothing about them things.
Why, you saw 'em in there at Mina. All them department stores has got 'em.
Why, yeah, I saw 'em, but I can't see what we need 'em for.
Well, if we're going to have a up-to-date store here, we're going to have all them newfangled improvements. Heap of folks will be coming in here buying stuff just to see them baskets run along them wires. I know I've did that.
Well, what do we have to have the balcony for? Why don't we just run 'em back there in the feed room and wrop the stuff up back there and send it back?
No, that wouldn't look right. It's got to go upstairs. Get to running them baskets down low that way, somebody get their head knocked off.
Well, it just sounds sort of foolish to me. What's the use to send all that stuff up to the balcony and then go climb the stairs and wrop it up, and all you'd have had to do in the first place is just hand it to 'em?
Oh, we won't have to go up there and wrop stuff up. Grandpappy'll stay up there all the time, tend to that.
Well, that's just that much more expense.
It'll cost money, all right, but it'll be the talk of the town.
Yeah, but, Lum, we ain't going to have enough money to do all them things. We buy them wax women to put them dresses on for the show windows and get that water cooler and cash register. Why, we ain't going to have no money left to buy merchandise with. We don't want to have a brand new store here with a batch of empty shelves in it.
Granny, that's right. I'd forgot about how low our stock's getting.
Another thing, I don't believe we need Grandpappy Spears no longer. He ain't earning his salt around here.
Why, he's delivering the groceries, opening up and sweeping out of a morning.
Well, yeah, but one of us just as well to be doing that, Lum. We ain't got enough business here to keep one man busy, much less three of us.
Yeah, things has been uncommonly quiet for some reason or other, just here of late. Might be on account of our stock being so low.
Well, why don't you just tell Grandpap that we'll have to let him go till things sort of pick up a little?
Oh, I don't know. I've been laying off to do it for a week, but just can't bring myself to tell him. You know how mad he gets. He's sort of touchy about things like that. I know he'd just fly right off in the handle.
Well, I'll tell him. Lord, me, it ain't no use to keep him if we don't need him.
Well, I wished you would. But put it in a nice way, Abner. We don't want to hurt his feelings.
Well, it's pretty hard to figure out a nice way to fire anybody, though, huh?
It looks to me like he could see he ain't needed around here and just up and quit.
Well, now, he won't do that. Long as we pay him, why, he'll stay right here. I'll just tell him we don't need him no longer. Can't afford to pay him. But if he wants to work for nothing, why, it's all right with us.
Yeah, that's the thing to tell him. He's been so nice, I just hate to let him go.
Well, I do know. There comes Dick Huddleston. Well.
Yeah, well, he called up a while ago and said he had some mail for us. Said he'd bring it over.
Hey, did you tell him about Squire giving us our money back?
Yeah, he was tickled plumb to death.
Why?
Sort of like I am, though. I still don't understand how come Squire to do it.
Well, howdy, Dick.
Yeah, hello, Dick.
Well, how you fellas today?
Oh, all right, I reckon. It's mighty thoughty of you to bring them letters over for
Oh,
us.
that's all right, Lum. I was coming by here anyway. Here.
Yeah, much obliged.
Hey, what do you know about old Squire giving us $300 for that imitate diamond?
Well, I didn't know what to think about that, Abner. Don't sound like Squire to me. Must be some trick to it someplace.
Well, I don't know. We've got the money. $300 in cash. Dog, he can pull all them kind of tricks on us he wants to.
Well, I can't figure it out. I never knew Squire to give anybody anything before. But maybe he's had a change of heart here all of a sudden. You can't tell.
Granny, this is that catalog I ordered from them store fixtures.
For what?
Store fixtures. Showcases and stuff like that.
Oh.
Here's some wax models in here. Granny, them look like real women folks, don't they?
Let's see.
You going to get some models, Lum?
Yeah, I thought we'd get a half a dozen or so of them, sort of stand them around the store here, put some of them in the show windows. It looks like we got a big crowd in here, get all them standing around. Folks will be passing by and think there's a sale going on in here.
Well, for their land's sake, look at that in there.
What's the matter with her?
Well, that's what I'd like to know. Look at the way she's standing there. What she got her hand stuck out that way for? Look like she's holding out her hand to see if it's raining or something.
Yeah. Oh, that's to hang pocketbooks and stuff like that on. Granny, she ain't a bad looker, is she?
No, let's get her, Lum.
Hey, look at this in here, though. If you want to see something, look here, Dick. Granny, she'd run the customers off. Looks like a haint.
Well, that's some of that modernistic stuff. That's the latest thing, you know.
Might be the latest thing, but I don't want to have that thing sitting around the store here looking at all day long.
Yeah, here, let me look at it a while, Lum, and I'll mark the ones I like in there.
Yeah, I want to read this letter here. Looks like it might be something important. Wrote with a typewriter.
Well, fellas, I've got to get on back. I want to go by Grandma Matthews. She's got a letter here from her boy in the Navy, and I know she'll be anxious to hear from him.
Oh, from Wilbur, huh?
Yeah, he don't write very often either. If he knew how happy it made her to get a hearing from him, why, he'd write her every week.
Yeah, I know. She talks about him all the time.
Well, I never take a letter over there but what she wants me to sit down right there and read it to her.
Yeah.
And she'll sit there, big tears running down her cheeks. Calls him baby all the time.
Oh, yeah, he ain't never growed up to her.
No.
Still worries and frets over him just like he was a young.
Why, sure. Well, I'll see you fellas later then. Come down low with me.
Yeah, we will, Dick, and much obliged for fetching over the letter.
Yeah, come back again, Dick.
Reckon who this could be from. I don't know nobody from Denver, Colorado that I know of.
Denver?
Yeah.
I thought your Uncle Lie-Jetters went out there to look for a silver mine a long time ago.
Hi, Granny, that's right, he did. I'd forgot about
Why,
that.
sure.
Yeah, he was sort of the black sheep.
Well, that's just about who that's from.
Well, he must have struck it rich then, for this is wrote with a typewriter.
Well.
Yes, sir, I'll bound you that's who it is. He was my favorite uncle, Uncle Lige was.
He was?
Yeah, I hope he's found a silver mine. Wouldn't that be fine now?
Well, go ahead and open it up. You can't tell nothing but looking at the enveloper.
Yeah, more than likely wanting to give me a half interest in a mine to come out there and run it for him is about what he wants. Reckon you could look after the store here by yourself. Granny, this is from a whole batch of folks.
Yeah, maybe the whole family wrote you, Lum.
Well, maybe this is the board of directors.
Well, read it and see who it is.
Well, it's sort of blurred here. Must have used a carving paper on it. Says, dear friend. Well, somebody knows me all right.
Yeah.
This charm was started in the hopes of bringing prosperity to me.
Yeah.
Within 3 days, make 5 copies of this letter, leaving off the top name and address, and adding your name and address at the bottom of the list, and give it to 5 of your friends. What in the world are they talking about here?
Yeah, that don't sound like no silver mine to me.
No. In omitting the top name and address, be sure and send that person a dime 10 cents. Oh, a dime 10 cents, wrapped in paper as a charity donation.
Wow.
In turn, as your name leaves the top, you should receive 15,625 letters.
Ooh, that's a lot.
With donations amounting to $1,562.50. Well, Granny.
Well, what kind of business is that your Uncle Elijah's got himself into anyway, Lum?
I don't know. I can't make no sense out of it.
Sound to me like he wanted you to send him a dime there.
Here's a whole batch of names. D.E. Wilson, Denver, Colorado. And L.E. Graham, Denver, Colorado.
Wow.
C.V. Oldham, Denver, Colorado. And, Granny, they're all from Denver.
Well, are they all wanting you to send them a dime?
Wait a minute. Here comes Grandpappy Spears. Don't say nothing to him about this letter, Abner. I got to figure this thing out somewhere. I'll just
I'd
put
like
it up.
to find out more about that myself.
Don't let on. Maybe he'll leave directly.
Well, I'll just fire him right now. That'll get him out of here.
Now, do it as nice as you can.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'm going to be nice about it, sure.
Well, sir, I just seen Squire Skimp a minute ago, and I never seen a feller so mad in my life.
Yeah, sit down here, Grandpap. I want to talk to you.
What's Squire mad about?
Why, I'm mad about that diamond you feller sold him for $300 yesterday.
Mad about it?
Well, yes, he's awful tore up. He's down to the barber shop just talking about it.
Well, I do know.
Well, it was his own proposition. We never tried to sell it to him. He come over here and said he felt bad about the way he'd been treating us and wanted to do the right thing about it.
That's just what he said.
Well, he says he's going to try to make you fellers give him that money back.
give it back.
Yeah. I may as well tell you fellers now. I don't want you to think I was butting into your business, but, Lum, you know when you give me the diamond to take it into the county seat and have it set in a ring for you so you could give it to Evelina? Yeah. Well, the juryman says it weren't nothing but a piece of glass, but I come back and told Squire I had it examined, and the juryman said it was worth $1,200, and Squire believed it.
Well, what's he wanting his money back for then?
Well, he taken it in there to try to sell it today, and the juryman's told him just what he told me, that it weren't nothing but a piece of glass.
Well...
Why, Grannies, I see through the whole thing now. That's the reason he come over here and give us $300 for it. Just, Grandpap, you've got a job here in this store just as long as you want it. Grannies, anybody can get ahead of Squire Skimp.
Yes, anybody that can get the best of Squire Skimp will be a valuable asset to Lum and Abner. This is Carlton Brickert speaking for Lum and Abner and Horlicks, who now bid you all good night and good health.
Getting one over on Squire Skimp is good, but what about this chain letter? We'll see about that next time we roll around. May 7th, 1935, Lum and Abner here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. A reminder, our friend Ted at RadioMemories.com has the entire run of Lum and Abner that you can acquire on cassette, CD, or flash drive for your computer. RadioMemories.com. Visit our webpage, classicradio.stream. Stream our shows. Learn about building a classic radio collection of your own. And you can also buy me a copy if you'd like to help us acquire additional programs to bring to you here on your favorite station. classicradio.stream. Tell all your friends the greatest radio shows of all time are right here at this spot on the radio dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.